What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here. Once again, thank you guys for coming back to Central North Carolina here in my lawn. Once again, we've got the stripes put down last video. We're doing well. We're thickening up here. But in this video, we don't want to go over me, and I, and my lawn. I want to sort of kind of take you on location around my neighborhood. Remember back in the video that we did where we overseeding and we were aerating, we talked about how this year we got 4 people involved. Me and Mr. Kevin did it again this year for the second time, but also we did the riding one because we also hit up my neighbor to my right and Mr. Kevin's neighbor behind him, Mr. Charles. We did their lawns. So I thought, what a great video to do to update you on their progress. I know that I don't want to ruin it now. I'll let you know what I know about their lawns and let you see it while we discuss it. But I thought what a great video to do is update you on my neighbors and what their progress or hindrances or where they are at in their lawn growth and process this fall. So I thought that would be an awesome video. So I hope you had a great Halloween weekend. Hope you got lots of candy for your kids and you survived, and welcome to Monday, and thank you for coming back for another video. Again, I always like to share that I'm not a lawn care professional. I'm not paid by anybody to promote products here on this channel. I simply like to come out here, work on my lawn, tell you what I'm doing, show you what I'm doing, and in today's video, show you what my neighbors are doing, just so you get a sense of what's going on here in Central North Carolina. I've got an awesome neighborhood. I've got some awesome neighbors. And since I've gotten into lawn care, obviously I drew some attention of the neighbors. They're like, hey, I want to do something like that. And that's exactly what I was hoping would happen. So the lawn bug has bit some of my neighbors. So I want to show you guys where they are. So thank you so much for stopping by. Let's go. Let's see what's going on in their lawns. So we're going to start over here with Mr. Charles. This is Mr. Charles's home. He lives directly behind Mr. Kevin. So Mr. Charles, this is his second year going at it, trying to have a decent looking lawn, just like me, just like Mr. Kevin. He's had some awesome progress. As you see, now I can personally speak because I walk my neighborhood all the time, but this area is growing in quickly. It's coming in. But Mr. Charles, he did share with me, while I don't know exactly the type of seed he used, I know it wasn't GCI. He used a different type of blend, but he did use some Texas bluegrass as well as some fescue cultivars, and so that is what you're looking at here. So it's continuing to thicken up over here on this side of his lawn. You can see the areas. He did share with me, he has, in the beginning, he threw down a Stay Green starter fert, and then recently he's fed it again with the Lesco product that was a higher nitrogen, I think in the 30s, a higher nitrogen mix, and threw that down. And now he's, obviously this is one of the better sides, just like I have a good side on mine. It's really popping, and so it's really looking awesome. So I wanted to show you this over here. And as you can see on this side in front of their door here, he's got that real steep hill right here. So it can be a challenge, obviously, when it rains. You know, you got a lot of water coming down here, and he's talked about how it stays moist over here on this side of the home. But it's continuing to thicken up. It's continuing to come in. It's looking awesome. He's aerated it. This man even manually aerated this side of his yard with a push aerator. So it continues to thicken up. I know some of them are like, oh my gosh, look at the splots. Man, it has really begun to thicken up since he's begun to feed it, and with the rain that we've gotten. So as he mows it, obviously it's going to look awesome come spring when everything begins to pop. And over here, man, just look how lush and thick and tall this fescue and this Texas bluegrass is looking. It's just very cool, very cool. So Mr. Charles coming right along with his home here, and we wanted to throw him in here and show you the progress that he's making, that dark green, beautiful looking color of fescue. So from this beautiful, thickening up, lush Mr. Charles yard, we're just gonna go ahead and travel right over the creek. Yes, I'm from West Virginia. Over the creek here. It's actually not a creek, it's just a little dip in the ground. But we're gonna go to Mr. Kevin's. Now, Mr. Kevin will be the first to tell you that his backyard is the worst and it's not looking right. But I'm telling you, he's put some mulch down over here by his shed, and it's coming in over here. It is a work in progress. He's a little under the weather, so he's not able to come out here and talk us through it. But of course, Mr. Kevin has used GCI turf. I'm not sure if he did the spreader elite or not, but clearly, you know, here in his backyard, there's some areas that are still coming in, just like mine, and we see baby grass here. I do know that he has mentioned to me that he's split the Yard Mastery 12-12-12 starter fert. He's done one bag. He split it into 2 apps for his size lawn, and so he's put both of those down. He did put some Black Beauty seed mixed in with the GCI right in front of a shed here, and so you can see the little baby grasses here coming up. It is looking awesome back here. So compared to summer, obviously everybody is really in gear with all the rain we've got, and also with feeding it with this starter fert and everything. It's looking super awesome back here. Here you have his strip, and you can see continuing to have baby grass all throughout here. GCI seed coming up all through here. So some of the summer weeds that had crept in is starting to die off, and he's still got some areas that are struggling and are a little bare, but it's continuing to come in all the way up to his mailbox. Now, one area I do want to mention to you guys, and please comment below. This bank, me and Mr. Kevin have aerated the crap out of this thing. We have checked the pH. We have and so it doesn't want to grow grass seed, and so we fertilized it. He has used biostimulants, he's used tenacity, and he's got some growth happening right here where he's taken the garden weasel and basically seeded it up. And so anyways, this is what it's been a mystery. So let me know what else we can look at. We've looked at fungicide, insecticide, but it has been a pain in his rear. And here you got the front. Of course, we're feeding it with the starter fert and the 12-12-12 from Yard Mastery. It is looking awesome. It's coming in thick. He hasn't been able to mow because he's feeling a little under the weather, but wanted to give you the update and the progress on Mr. Kevin's lawn, as it is looking awesome. So coming down the street beside my house, we have Mr. Brandon's yard. So again, I can tell you with his yard, he has used GCI turf type tall fescue, and I believe he said he's also used a different type of Scott's mix for shade in the back. But he was talking to me about a high nitrogen Scott's mix. But man, look at this bank. This is all, it is fertilized, so it is a green, rich color. It is slowly, he killed off, if you remember, go back and watch my old videos. We aerated this, he had killed off all the weeds, and he threw down the GCI turf. He put a shade mix in the back. They've fertilized it, they've watered it, and it's slowly just beginning to creep in and come in, and it just looks so good. And so I hope that it's as enjoyable for them as it is for me to watch it grow and thicken up. You can see some of the thick grass. He's yet to get out here and cut it. He's just letting it grow, letting it thicken up. And you can see some of these areas here, but man, just look at that rich, dark green color. Now, one thing to keep in mind with Mr. Brandon, he's got, I don't know all of his business. I'm not all in my neighbor's business. We keep each other, we talk, we say, hey, we don't ask too many questions, but of course he's got a shed back here. Sometimes he needs to drive back here. He was talking the other day, how he had made tracks, and it's like, oh, I got to think about that now. But man, it is just looking so good. It's just slowly begin to come in. And I was, praying, Lord, please help this thing to thicken up and look awesome. The shady area back there, you can see the leaves. I love it with the leaves on top of the fresh new grass. It just looks so good. And I don't want to walk all in their lawn, but just the color and the shade mix over here on the back side of my property over into theirs, it's beginning to come up. Now you got the onions that are coming up as well, but that's no concern. Speed Zone, if necessary, can knock onions out. I've got some over here on my side as well, can knock it out. But man, it's looking great. And I've seen him throwing the sprinkler out and watering it, and he's shared with me the fertilizer they've thrown down on it, so it is fertilized. But man, it's coming in. There's obviously some areas just like mine that are bare. I think we've seen that in everybody's yard. So it continues to grow. It's looking awesome, and there's just no denying how beautiful a fertilized fescue lawn looks in the fall. It just looks so pretty, so gorgeous. So there you go. There's the tour of the neighborhood, and the local guys next to me and in my neighborhood that's trying to have a nice looking lawn, just like me. They want to have a green, luscious lawn. To me, it is so enjoyable to plant that seed and just watch it slowly come up and look awesome. And so like everybody, the bare spots we've talked about in my yard, it seems like there's spots on all the lawns around here that is just slow to germinate, slow to completely fill in. So big thank you to Mr. Brandon, big thank you to Mr. Charles and Mr. Kevin, for all of them, for letting me come on their property and film their lawn. It is not perfect. Nobody's out here is perfect. We're not claiming that, but this is just 4 regular guys, myself included, that are just trying to have a decent looking lawn. And I do also want to mention that I filmed another friend down the street. He's down a little ways further, Mr. Billy. His lawn is looking absolutely spectacular. And I think I'll throw his clips in on the midweek quickie coming up as a special edition this upcoming Wednesday. Look for that on Wednesday of Mr. Billy's lawn. His is looking absolutely spectacular. He's like a proud dad on his lawn that I wanted to give him the opportunity to be on camera if he wanted to. So check that out on Wednesday. So thank you guys. Give encouragement to these individuals in the comment section. Of course, be positive if you can. And any suggestions, for any of them that you saw or want to suggest, obviously they're going to be watching it. I hope they are pleased with with me covering their lawn. And so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Something different that's not about me and not about my lawn. I enjoy it more. So God bless you. Hope to see you on the midweek quickie special edition on Wednesday. We'll see you then.